Good evening. Welcome back to Tales That Terrify. Tonight, a simple silk hat, lost on a quiet street, and the strange little war that begins the moment it touches the ground. This is Lord Dunsany's The Lost Silk Hat, first published in 1910, public domain, and still quietly unnerving more than a century later. After the reading, we stay in the same strange neighborhood with the Four Star Playhouse television adaptation. Lights down, story up. The caller stands on a doorstep, faultlessly dressed, but without a hat. At first, he shows despair, then a new thought engrosses him. Enter the laborer. The caller. Excuse me a moment, but I'd be greatly obliged to you if you could see your way. In fact, you could be of great service to me if. Glad to do what I can, sir. Well, all I really need you to do is just ring that bell and go up and say, say that you come to see the drains or anything like that, and get hold of my hat for me. Get hold of your hat? Yes, you see, I left my hat behind my most unfortunately. It's in the drawing room, points to the window. That room there, half under the long sofa, the far end from the door, and if you could possibly go and get it, why I'd be... The laborer's expression changes. Why? What's the matter? I don't like this job. Don't like this job, but my dear fellow, don't be silly. What possible harm? Ah, that's what I don't know. But what harm can there possibly be in so simple a request? What harm does there seem to be? Oh, it seems all right. Well then, all these crack jobs do seem all right. And I'm not going to ask you to rob the house. Don't seem as if you are, certainly, but I don't like the looks of it. What if there are things that I can't help taking when I get inside? I only want my hat. Here, I say, please don't go away. Here's a sovereign. It will only take you a minute. What I want to know... Yes? What's in the hat? What's in the hat? Yeah, that's what I want to know. What's in the hat? Yes, you aren't going to give me a sovereign? I'll give you 2 sovereigns. You aren't going to give me a sovereign and rise it to 2 sovereigns for an empty hat. But I must have my hat. I can't be seen in the streets like this. There's nothing in the hat. What do you think's in the hat? Oh, I'm not clever enough to say that, but it looks as if the papers was in that hat. Papers? Yes, papers proving, if you can get them, that they're heir to the big house and some poor innocent would be defrauded. Look here, the hat's absolutely empty. I must have my hat. If there's anything in it, you shall have it yourself, as well as the 2 pounds. Only get me my hat. Oh, that seems all right. That's right. Then you run up and get it? Seems all right to me, seems all right to you, but it's the police what you and I have got to think of. What does it seem all right to them? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Ah, what a hopeless fool you are. Ah, look here. Ah, I got you there, mister. Look here, for goodness sakes, don't go. Ah, exit. Enter the clerk. Excuse me, sir, excuse me, my asking you, but as you see, I'm without a hat. I should be extraordinarily obliged to you if you'd be so very good as to get it for me. Pretend you have come to wind the clocks, I left it in the drawing room of this house, half under the long sofa, the far end. Oh, all right, only... Thanks so much. I am immensely indebted to you. Just say you've come to wind the clocks, I don't think I'm very good at winding clocks, Oh, that's all right. Just stand in front of the clock and fool about with it. That's all they ever do. I must warn you, there's a lady in the room. Oh, that's all right, Just walk past up to the clock. But I think you don't mind if there's someone there. Ah, but she's quite young and very, very beautiful. And why don't you get it yourself? That isn't possible. Impossible? Yes, I sprained my ankle. Oh, is it bad? Yes, very bad indeed. I don't mind trying to carry you up. No, that'd be worse. My foot has to be kept on the ground. But how will you get home? I can walk all right on the flat. I'm afraid I have to be going. It's rather later than I thought. But for goodness sakes, don't leave me. You can't leave me here like this without a hat. I'm afraid I must. It's later than I thought. Exit. Enter the poet. Excuse me, sir. Excuse my stopping you, but I should be immensely obliged to you if you would do me a very great favor. I've unfortunately left my hat behind while calling at this house. It is half under the long sofa at the far end. If you could possibly be so kind as to pretend you've come to tune the piano and fetch my hat for me, I should be enormously grateful to you. But why cannot you get it for yourself? I cannot. If you'd tell me the reason, perhaps I could help you. I cannot. I can never enter that house again. If you've committed a murder, by all means tell me. I'm not sufficiently interested in ethics to wish you have you hanged for it. Do I look like a murderer? No, of course not. I'm only saying that you can safely trust me, for not only does the statute book and its penalties rather tend to bore me, but murder itself has always had a certain fascination for me. I write delicate and fastidious lyrics, yet, strange as it may appear, I read every murder trial and my sympathies are always with the prisoner. But I tell you, I'm not a murderer. Then what have you done? I have quarreled with a lady in that house and have sworn to join the Bosnians and die in Africa. But this is beautiful. Unfortunately, I forgot my hat. You go to die for hopeless love and in a far country. It was the wont of the troubadours. But you will get my hat for me? That I will gladly do for you. But we must find an adequate reason for entering the house. You pretend to tune the piano. That unfortunately is impossible. The sound of a piano being unskillfully handled is to me what the continual drop of cold water on the same part of the head is said to be in countries where that interesting torture is practiced. But what are we to do? There is a house where kind friends of mine have given me that security and comfort that are a poet's necessity. But there are a governess there and a piano. It is years and years since I was able to even see the faces of those friends without an inward shudder. Well, we'll have to think of something else. You are bringing back to these unhappy days the romance of an age of which ballads tell us that kings sometimes fought in no other armor than their ladies' nightshirt. Yes, but you know, first of all, I must get my hat. But why? I cannot possibly be seen in the streets without a hat. Why not? It cannot be done. But you confuse externals with essentials. I don't know what you call essentials, but being decently dressed in London seems pretty essential to me. Hat is not one of the essential things of life. I don't want to appear rude, but my hat isn't quite like yours. Let us sit down and talk of things that matter, things that will be remembered after 100 years. They sit. Regarded in this light, one sees at once the frivolity of hats. But to die, and die beautifully for a hopeless love, that is a thing one could make a lyric about. That is a test of essential things. Try and imagine them in a lyric. One could not write a lyric about a hat. I don't care whether you could write a lyric about my hat or whether you couldn't. All I know is that I'm not going to make myself absolutely ridiculous by walking about in London without a hat. Will you get it for me or will you not? To take any part in the tuning of a piano is impossible to me. Well, pretend you've come to look at the radiator. They have one under the window, and I happen to know it leaks. I suppose it has an artistic decoration on it. Yes, I think so. Then I decline to look at it or to go near it. I know these decorations are cast iron. I once saw a pot-bellied Egyptian god named Bez, and he was meant to be ugly, but he wasn't as ugly as these decorations that the 20th century can make with machinery. What has a plumber got to do with art that he should dare to attempt decoration? Then you won't help me. I won't look at ugly things and I won't listen to ugly noises, but if you can think of any reasonable plan, I don't mind helping you. I can think of nothing else. You don't look like a plumber or a clockwinder. I can think of nothing more. I've had a terrible ordeal and I'm not in a condition to think calmly. Then you'll have to leave your hat to its altered destiny. Why can't you think of a plan? If you're a poet, thinking's rather in your line. If I could bring my thoughts to contemplate so absurd a thing as a hat for any length of time, no doubt, I could think of a plan. But the very frivolity of the theme seems to scare them away. then I must get it myself. For heaven's sakes, don't do that. Think what it means. I know it will seem absurd, but not so absurd as walking through London without it. I don't mean that, but you will make it up. You will forgive each other, and you will marry her and have a family of noisy, pimply children like everyone else, and romance will be dead. No, don't ring that bell. Go and buy a bayonet, or whatever one does buy, and join the Bosnians. I tell you, I can't without a hat. What is a hat? Will you sacrifice for it a beautiful doom? Think of your bones, neglected and forgotten, lying forlornly because of hopeless love on endless golden sand. Lying forlorn. As Keats said, what a word. Forlorn in Africa. The careless Bedouins going past by day, at night, the lion's roar, the grievous voice of the desert. As a matter of fact, I don't think you're right in speaking of it as desert. The Bosnians, I believe, are only taking it because it's supposed to be the most fertile land in the world. What of that? You will not be remembered by geography and statistics, but by golden-mouthed romance. And that is how romance sees Africa. Well, I'm going to get my hat. Think! If you enter by that door, you will never fall among the foremost Bosnians. You will never die in a far-off lonely land to lie by immense Sahara. And she will never weep for your beautiful doom and call herself cruel in vain. Hark! She is playing the piano. It seems to me that she might be unhappy about it for years. I don't see much good in that. No, I will comfort her. I am damned if you do. Look here, I don't mind saying I'm damned if you do. Calm yourself. I do not mean in that way. Then what on earth do you mean? I will make songs about your beautiful death, glad songs and sad songs. They shall be glad because they tell you again the noble tradition of the troubadours, and sad because they tell your sorrowful destiny and of your hopeless love. I shall make legends also about your lonely bones, telling perhaps how some Arabian men, finding them in the desert by some oasis, memorable in war, wonder who loved them, and then as I read them to her, she weeps perhaps a little. And I read instead of the glory of the soldier, how overtops are transitory. Look here, I'm not aware that you've ever been introduced to her. A trifle. It seems to me that you're in rather an undue hurry for me to get a Jabu spear in me, but I'm going to get my hat first. I appeal to you in the name of beautiful battles, high deeds, and lost causes. In the name of love tales told to cruel maidens and told in vain. In the name of stricken hearts, broken like beautiful harp strings, I appeal to you. I appeal in the ancient holy name of romance. Do not ring that bell. Scholar rings the bell. Poet sits down, object. You will marry, you will sometime take a ticket with your wife as far as Paris, perhaps as far as Cannes, then the family will come, a large, sprawling family as far as the eye can see. I speak in hyperbole. You'll earn money and feed it and be like all the rest. No monument will ever be set up to your memory, but servant answers the bell. Caller says something inaudible. Exit through door. Poet, rising, lifting hand. But let there be graven in brass upon this house, romance was born again here out of due time and died young. He sits down. Enter laborer and clerk with policeman. The music stops. Policeman. Anything wrong here? Poet. Everything's wrong. They're going to kill romance. Policeman to the laborer. This gentleman doesn't seem quite right somehow. Laborer. There are none of them quite right today. Music starts again. Poet. My God, it's a duet! Policeman. He seems a bit wrong somehow. Laborer. You should have seen the other one. Kurt.
He said a hat is not essential, not the kind of thing that lasts. You confuse externals with essentials. Try and make a lyric of the past. Try and write a song about a hat, he said, lying in the dust beneath a sofa. Nothing there worth putting into verse, just silk and shadow and a minor sort of bother. That is the test of essential things. Try and imagine them in a lyric. A hat rolled under a sofa, a man who cannot go back through a door that he said is not the stuff of singing. That is not what songs are for, but here are glad songs and sad songs for a hat lying quiet in the street, for stricken hearts broken like harp strings, for the beautiful doom he called complete. One could not write a lyric about a hat. He said it himself, and so I took him at his word. One could not write a lyric about a hat. And yet, here it is, and it's rather good. He spoke of bones lying neglected on the endless golden sands of the careless Bedouins going past at daylight, and the lions roar across the night. She will never weep for your beautiful doom, he said, and call herself cruel and vain. Romance was born again here out of due time, and died young in the London rain. In the name of beautiful battles, high deeds, and every lost cause, in the name of love tales told to cruel maidens, he made his speech without a pause. He forgot the hat entirely while he was building all that Rome. He forgot the whole essential question. The man still couldn't go back home. But here are glad songs and sad songs for a hat lying quiet in the street, for stricken hearts broken like harp strings, for the beautiful doom he called complete. One could not write a lyric about a hat. He said it himself, and so I took him at his word. One could not write a lyric about a hat. And yet, here it is, and it's rather good. Let there be graven in brass upon this house, romance was born again here out of due time, and died young. The hat was under the sofa all along. So here's a lyric for the silk hat, half under the sofa, far end from the door. Here's a verse for the man who could not enter, and the poet who sat down on the floor. He was right that love is worth the singing. He was right that doom can be a beautiful thing. He was only wrong about the one small detail. A hat can be the hinge on which all of it swings. You said it couldn't be written. You gave me all the words to prove you wrong. The hat was always the essential thing. It just took a song to see it all along.
The hat is found. The argument ends. Or so it seems. In 1954, Four Star Playhouse took Dunsany's short tale and gave it faces, rooms, and a slightly sharper edge. What you're about to watch is that television version, also free of copyright, and still carrying the same quiet absurdity. Stay with it.
Four Star Playhouse presents David Niven, Charles Boyer, Teresa Wright,
Jackie, My hat.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Very nice indeed. Very nice, officer.
Any trouble, sir? Not locked out by any chance?
Yes. No, not exactly.
Bell not working, perhaps?
Oh, yes, I think so. But, the piano upstairs, you know. It's difficult to hear the bells.
Ah, yes. Quite so, sir. Nice music, though. I like a nice bit of music myself now and then. Well, good night, sir.
Good night. Excuse me a moment. Excuse me, but I'd be greatly obliged to you if you could see your way. In fact, you can be a very great service to me.
Glad to do all I can, Governor.
Thank you. Well, all I really want you to do is to ring that bell and go up to the next floor and say that you've come to see to the drains or something like that, you know, and then get hold of my hat for me.
Get hold of your hat?
Yes. You see, I've left my hat behind, most unfortunately. It's a silk hat. It's in the drawing room. That room up there. Half under the long sofa at the far end from the door. And I thought perhaps if you could so good as to get it for me, why, I'd be... Well, is something the matter?
I don't like this job.
You don't like this job? My dear fellow, don't be silly. What possible harm is there?
That's what I don't know.
But what harm can there possibly be in so simple a request? What harm does there seem to be?
Oh, it seems all right.
Well, then.
All these crack jobs seem all right.
No, my friend, all I'm asking you to do is to get my hat for me. And you'll find that half under... No, wait, look. Here is £5. It'll only take you a minute.
What I wants to know...
Yes?
Is what's in that hat.
What's in the hat?
Yes. What's in that hat? You ain't going to give me no fiver.
Well, I'll make it £10.
You ain't going to give me no fiver, then raise it to a tenner for an empty hat.
Of course it's empty. And I really must get hold of it. I can't be seen in the streets like this. There's nothing in the hat. What do you think's in the hat?
Oh, I ain't clever enough to say that. But it seems to me like the papers was in the hat.
The papers?
Yes, the papers proving, if you can get 'em, that you're the heir to that big house, and some poor innocent is going to be defrauded.
No. The hat is absolutely empty.
Maybe it is, and maybe it ain't.
If there's anything in it, you shall have it as well as the £10.
That seems all right.
Splendid. Then, will you run up and get it for me, and I'll keep an eye on your ladder for you.
Yeah, I paid a lot of money for this ladder. What if you ain't here when I gets back with the hat? If there is a hat.
Now, look, my friend, dressed as I am, do you think I'd get very far down the street with your ladder without exciting suspicion?
About as far as I would, I suppose. Dressed in your eye hat, eh?
Yeah, very good.
Well, seems all right.
Of course it's all right.
Seems all right to me. Seems all right to you. But it's the police what you and me have got to think of. Would it seem all right to them?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Ah.
Look, my friend, I don't think you quite understand. No, for goodness sake, don't go.
I got you there, Governor.
No, don't go. Why was I such a fool as to... Of course, I might be able to get in by the...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. I was merely admiring your flowers.
Yes, very nice, aren't they? Although, as a matter of fact, they're not mine.
Oh?
No, they belong to the lady who owns this house.
Oh, I see. Very, very tasteful display.
Forgive my asking, and I hope you won't think I'm taking advantage of a very short acquaintance, but you're a man of taste, and I have a problem.
A problem? Oh?
As you see, I am without a hat.
Quite right, sir.
And I should be extremely obliged if you'd be so very good as to get it for me.
It's very kind of you, sir.
Not at all. It's very kind of you. I left it in the drawing room of this house.
Yes, of course.
You'll find it half under the long sofa at the far end of the room.
Half under the long sofa at the far end of the room.
That's it, exactly. Thank you so much. I'll be immensely obliged to you.
Not at all, not at all. Only...
Just say that you come to wind the clocks.
Oh, sir, I don't think I'm very good at winding clocks.
Oh, don't let that disturb you for a moment. Just stand in front of the clock and fool about with it. You know, that's all they ever do. Oh, yes, I must warn you. There's a lady in the room.
Oh?
But that's all right. That doesn't matter. Pay no attention. Just walk right past her, right up to the clock.
But I don't think, that is, if you don't mind, as there's someone there...
She's quite young. She likes flowers. And she's very, very beautiful.
Oh, in that case, I'm afraid that is,
I don't want you to misunderstand me. Naturally, I wouldn't expect you to perform such a service for me without some kind of a reward.
Oh, that's quite all right, sir.
So, may I suggest a slight token of my gratitude? Say, £10?
£10, sir? Oh, that would never do. You see, there's Madge to think of.
Madge?
My wife, sir. In a manner of speaking, Madge is the treasurer of the family. And she'd want to know how I came by the £10.
It's very simple. Just tell her the truth.
She'd never believe that.
Well, then, tell her you won it in a football pool at the office. Or perhaps at the races.
No. That would never do. That would never do. Much worse. Madge doesn't approve of gambling. Not at all. Not at all.
That does complicate matters, doesn't it? I have it. May I presume to ask you to get my hat for me, just as a favor?
Yes, that would be much better, sir.
Splendid.
It's not in. You say, under the far sofa at the long end of the room.
Yeah, no. Under the long sofa at the far end.
The long sofa at the far end, yes. Oh, and when that is, I mean to say, if the beautiful young lady, should ask me anything, I'm to say I'm there to wind the clocks.
That's right. That's it exactly. Now, ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Wind the clocks. Wind the clocks. Oh, dear, it's rather later than I thought. I'll miss my bus.
Oh, it'll only take a minute.
But then I shall miss my bus. I'll never be able to explain that to Madge. I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps another time, sir. Good night, and thank you so much.
Good night. regard this as a very friendly gesture, and I want you to know I appreciate it. Now, you look like a man of the world. What would you do if you were in my place? Oh, I can't go back. You know that perfectly well. I could not love thee, dear, so much. Loved I not. Well, you wouldn't understand, even if I could remember it. Have you ever been in love? Did you quarrel with her? And what did you do about it?
Mozart's Sonata in C major.
Yes. Excuse me. Excuse my stopping you.
Not at all.
But I should be immensely obliged to you if you would do me a very great favor. I have, unfortunately, left my hat behind while calling at this house.
Hat?
Yes. It's a silk hat. It's up in that room there. Half under the long sofa at the far end. And I thought if you could possibly pretend you've come to tune the piano and then get my hat for me, I should be immensely grateful to you.
Get hold of your hat.
Yes.
And it's up in that room.
Yes.
Well, why don't you get it for yourself?
Oh, I can't.
Well, if you tell me the reason, perhaps I could help you.
I can't. I can never enter that house again.
If you've committed murder, by all means, tell me. I'm not sufficiently interested in ethics to wish to see you hanged for it.
Do I look like a murderer?
No, of course not. I simply want you to feel that you can safely trust me. For not only does the statute book and its penalties rather tend to bore me, but the murder itself has always had a certain fascination for me.
Yes, that may be so, but I'm not...
I write delicate and fastidious lyrics. Yet, strange as it may appear, I read every murder trial, and my sympathies are always with the prisoner.
Well, that's all very well, but you see, I am not a murderer.
What have you done?
I will tell you. In that house there is a lady. She is very lovely, but I have quarreled with her. I have sworn never to darken her doorstep again, never again, to allow my shadow to cross her path. Furthermore, I have sworn to join the French Foreign Legion, where men of caliber, and may I say of all ages, are always welcome. Yes, life holding no further promise, I will join the Legion and die on the burning sands of Africa.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful?
I'm a poet. You go to die for a hopeless love in a far-off country. It was the way of the troubadours.
It is in the noble tradition of the troubadours, yes. No doubt they will sing once again and tell of my sorrowful destiny.
Beautiful.
Yes, thank you, but unfortunately I have forgotten my hat. Now, will you be so good as to get it for me?
Well, I'd be very glad to do so, but first we must find an adequate reason for my entering the house.
Oh, certainly, certainly. And as you appear to have a knowledge and an appreciation of music, why not pretend you have come to tune the piano?
Unfortunately, that's impossible. The sound of a piano being inadequately handled is, to me, what the continual drop of cold water on the same part of the head is said to be in certain countries where this interesting torture is still practiced.
Well, then we
Once
must
I
find-
lodged with some friends of mine. They gave me the comfort and security which are a poet's necessity. But there was a governess there and a piano. For years, I've not been able to look these friends of mine in the face without a certain inward shudder.
Well, we must find something else now. You're a poet.
Indeed, yes. And you are bringing back romance. You're bringing back to these unhappy days the romance of an age where the ballads tell us that kings sometimes fought in no other armor than their ladies' nightshirt.
They did?
Indeed, yes.
It's interesting. Impractical, but interesting. However, let us return to the subject. First of all, I must get my hat.
Why?
I can't possibly be seen in the streets without a hat.
Why not?
It can't be done.
But you confuse externals with essentials.
Yes, here we seem to have a slight difference of opinion. I don't know what you call essentials, but being decently dressed in London is pretty essential to me.
A hat is not one of the essential things of life.
I don't want to appear rude, but my hat isn't quite like yours.
Let's sit down. Let's talk of things that really matter. Things that will be remembered after 100 years. Regarded in that light, one sees the triviality of hats.
Not my hat.
But to die. And to die beautifully for a hopeless love. That's a thing one could write a lyric about. One could never write a lyric about a hat.
Yes, we appear to be getting nowhere. These are considerations which are wholly irrelevant and academic. It is a matter of complete indifference to me whether you can write a lyric about my hat or whether you couldn't.
I couldn't.
All I know is I am not going to make myself absolutely ridiculous by walking about London without a hat. Now, be so good as to tell me, will you get it for me or will you not?
To take any part in the tuning of a piano is absolutely impossible for me.
Well then, suppose you've come to look at the radiator. They have one under the window and I happen to know it leaks.
I suppose it has an artistic decoration on it?
Let me see. Yes. Yes, it has. I remember now. Sort of scroll work, a kind of floral design, I suppose
Then
you'd
I
call it.
decline to look at it or go anywhere near it. I know these decorations in cast iron.
Oh, but this one's quite
I once
unobtrusive.
saw a pot-bellied Egyptian god named Beast.
Beast?
And he was meant to be ugly, but he was nowhere near as ugly as these decorations which the 20th century makes with machinery.
Yes, but this
What has a
design...
plumber got to do with art that he should dare to attempt decoration?
I wouldn't know. But if you can't look at a radiator or touch a piano...
I refuse to look at ugly things or listen to ugly noises. If you can think of any reasonable plan, I don't mind helping you.
Why can't you think of a plan? You're a poet. Thinking's rather in your line.
If I could bring myself to contemplate so absurd a thing as a hat for any length of time, no doubt I'd be able to think of a plan. But the very triviality of the theme makes it impossible.
Well, I'll have to get it myself.
No, for heaven's sake, don't do that. Think what it means.
Oh, I know it'll seem absurd, but not so absurd as walking about London without a hat.
Oh, I don't mean that. You'll forgive each other, you'll marry her, and have a family of noisy, sniveling children like everyone else.
I will not marry her. And I see no reason for my children to be either noisy or sniveling.
Romance will be dead. No, don't go back inside that house. Go buy yourself a gun, a sword, a bayonet or something, and join the Foreign Legion. But don't go back.
You surely don't expect me to join the Foreign Legion without a hat.
What is a hat? Would you sacrifice a beautiful doom for a hat?
Well,
Think of your bones, neglected and forgotten, lying forlornly because of a hopeless love on endless golden sands. Lying forlorn, as Keats said, forlorn in Africa. The careless Bedouin going past by day. At night, the lion's roar, the grievous voice of the desert.
Of course, I don't think you will find any lions in that part of Africa. And as for the Bedouins, I've been told that they're oldest and purest stock in the Arabic race. You cannot lightly dismiss them as being careless.
What of that? You won't be remembered by geography or statistics, but by golden-mouthed romance. And that is how romance sees Africa.
Well, in any case, I'm going to get my hat first.
Think. If you enter by that door, you will never die in a far-off, lonely land, and she will never weep for your beautiful doom.
Weep? Yes, that's true. She may be unhappy about it for years. She may even fade away and die of a broken heart.
No, I will comfort her.
No, I'm hanged if you do. she needs any comforting, I see no reason why you should be the one to... No, I'm hanged if you
Oh,
do.
calm yourself. I don't mean that.
Well, then what on earth do you mean?
I will make songs about your beautiful death. Glad songs and sad songs.
I will thank you not to anticipate with such relish my beautiful death.
I will also make legends about your lonely bones.
And if you will take fewer liberties with my lonely bones...
And then one day I will read them to her in the desert by an oasis, and perhaps she will weep a little.
Just a moment. First of all, I'm not aware that you've ever been introduced to her. Secondly, you seem to be in a very great hurry to get a Zulu spear into me. In any case, I'm going to get my hat first.
Oh, I appeal to you. I appeal in the ancient holy name of romance. Do not ring that bell. You will marry. You will go on 2-week vacations with your wife to Paris, perhaps even as far as Monte Carlo. And then the family will come, a large, sprawling family as far as the eye can see. You will earn money to feed them like everyone else. No monument will ever be raised to your memory.
Here. Hold these for me. I will get my hat and be with you again in 2 minutes. Together we will fly to Algiers and then to the Legion post at Sidi Bel Abbes. You shall see me through the gates and into the burning desert beyond, where some Arabs may one day find my bones and wonder who loved them. Wait.
Let there be graven in brass upon this house. Romance was born again here out of due time and died young.
Anything wrong here?
Everything's wrong. They're going to kill romance.
This gentleman don't seem quite right somehow.
There's none of them quite right today. Oh, no! It's a duet.
That was The Lost Silk Hat by Lord Dunsany, followed by its Four-Star Playhouse adaptation. Two versions of the same strange little quarrel over something as ordinary as a hat and as dangerous as pride. This has been Tales That Terrify, episode 16. If the night feels a little thinner now, that's the story doing its work. Until next time, keep the lights low. Good night.